Hello and welcome to the training session for Audacity software. This is a training session produced by Real Estate Buzzbox, and in this brief training session we will show you how to record audio podcasts for your real estate business. It's really fairly straightforward. You'll want to download and install Audacity onto your desktop. Additionally, you'll want to ensure that you have downloaded the lame mp3 encoder and saved that mp3 encoder to your desktop so that you can actually save the files as mp3s to turn them into podcasts. What you'll need is a digital headset microphone that typically plugs into your USB port on your computer. You can actually use a Plantronics, which is what we recommend. You can pick those up for about $50 or $60. Once you've installed the software and plugged in your USB port, fire up Audacity software. You can see we're in the program here, and I'll give you a brief tour of the control buttons. Right here in the middle, the red button is the button for record. The next button next to that is the pause. Next to that is stop, and then rewind and play. Down here you have some other options for editing, and we'll touch base on that a little bit later. And then here you have some zoom in and zoom out to actually look at the recording and check it out when you're in the editing phase. So let's just start and do a brief recording. I'll hit the record button. You can see here that the recording is actually tracking my voice as I'm speaking, and it's continuing to scroll forward as I'm recording. You'll want to make sure that the project right down here is always set to 44.1. That is actually the recording frequency that it needs to be set at. You can actually set it to a number of different levels, but always make sure it's set at 44.1. Now you'll notice that it's continuing to track and it's recording as I speak. Let me just zoom out a little bit, and then you can see that it's recording you can see the entire recording of what we've done so far. So let's stop this recording, and then I'll show you how you can play it back. Simply hit the return to start and then press play, and you will hear the audio play. You can see here that the recording is actually tracking my voice as I'm speaking, and now let's say that there was a portion that you would like to edit and erase. What you do here is you select the selection tool, highlight the area that you would like to delete, then simply go where the scissor tool is and cut that, and you'll notice that it removed that section. So then I can return back, play again, and you'll actually hear it play through the portion that we removed. If you made a mistake and you want to put that portion of audio back in, simply hit the arrow back key, and you'll see that it reinserted the information there. So let's just get rid of that. The next step that you'll want to do is, if you want to add another section of audio, meaning you want to import audio that would be bumper music coming into the podcast and going out to the podcast, simply hit the drop down menu and then select from your desktop the appropriate file. It will then import that mp3 file, and you can see that file here. So if we go to play it, you'll actually hear that the audio is too loud on this. So basically what we'll want to do is we'll want to highlight this section, and we will add an effect, and that effect will be to fade in. And you'll notice that it takes and compresses the video, lowers the volume, and fades it in slightly. Now what we'll want to do is we'll want to take the main voice recording at the top and slide it over. So we'll grab the time shift tool, grab that file, and slide it over. Then what you'll see is we can go back and go to the beginning of the recording, start to play it. You'll hear the music fading in, and then you will see that the tracks, it will fade down. You can see here that So you can shift this anywhere you want. You can shift any of these files anywhere that you would like at any time. So I suggest that you actually let the two slide over each other at the very beginning and the same at the end of the show. So let's say that we're done with our recording and we're satisfied with that. Let's take the file and export it as an MP3. And it's going to tell you that your tracks will be mixed down to 2 stereo channels in the exported file, and that's just fine. And then I need to name the file, so let's call it training. And it's going to save it as an MP3 file. So you'll say save. It will then export the project as an MP3 file, and it may take 20 or 30 seconds. It really depends on the file length, size, and the processor speed of your computer. Additionally, if you'd like, while it's recording, we'll show you something else. If you would like to delete any track that you've recorded, you can do that at any time by simply clicking the X button here. You will see that now it's done recording and the file has been exported to our desktop. It's as simple as that, and you've recorded your first audio podcast and it's ready to upload to